Welcome to another episode of the Ranveer Show with one of my brothers, Ashish Chanchlani. He's one of my oldest friends from the Indian YouTube community. He's also one of India's biggest YouTubers. Brands bet on him, other YouTubers bet on him, and the whole YouTube community bets on him to take his Ashish Chanchlani brand forward into the future, into the next decade, and that's exactly what we've spoken about in today's podcast. He's spoken about the mindset that got him to this point, that made him one of India's biggest ever digital stars. And he's spoken about the mindset he has going forward. He also wishes to become a billionaire at one point. But more importantly, we've kind of dived deep into what inspires him. The movies, the cartoons, the TV shows that get his brain ticking. I think of all my episodes, this was the most open conversation. It didn't feel like we were recording a podcast. It was just two friends tripping out on similar inspirations, similar factors that drive us in life. So if you want to learn about success mindsets, especially if you're a young content creator, I think you're going to enjoy this episode. Ashish Chanchlani on The Ranveer Show. Welcome to another episode of The Ranveer Show with my engineering bhai, Ashish Chanchlani.
Hi Ranveer, how are you?
I'm good, bro.
So I'm with one of my favorite people from, not like one of my most favorite people from YouTube, Mr. Ranveer Alabadia. Welcome to my home. Welcome to Lasnagar.
Always glad to be here.
Yeah.
Whenever I come to your house, there's a lot of positivity. I think that's the kind of setting your parents and you guys have created here.
I'm so glad you say that. But like, I think it's you who brings positivity here. And like, we all get very excited. तू आता है इधर तो आज मम्मी पापा घर पे नहीं है. They're like, they envy me. I am with you.
No, but for real, you need to come to this house to experience the mall.
Oh, so sweet of
and
him.
the vibes.
Yeah.
Bro, you've lived in Ulhasnagar all your life. You built your career out of Ulhasnagar.
I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're at a stage of life where I'm sure there are Bollywood offers. I'm sure you're thinking about the next 10 years.
Yes.
Because you have that Sindhi genetics of
Yeah,
like...
I do have that Sindhi genetics, but I'm like the least Sindhi you will ever meet.
Why? Why do you say that?
I don't know, like maybe it's I don't think any caste has this particular stereotype.
Okay.
Ranveer. I feel that.
You feel you have business acumen? Matlab you have business...
Yes, I do have that Sindhi part in me. But as you said, कि आगे 10 साल का क्या होने वाला है? I don't know, bro. I have not thought of it. Like I sometimes like sit and like imagine क्या होगा, but
Do you get tension?
of course I do.
About what, bro?
I don't know, maybe I think कि क्या होगा आगे, कैसे होगा आगे, क्या मैं कर पाऊंगा, am I capable? You get these thoughts, right? कि you know, maybe what if I'm a fluke? कि मतलब मैं शायद lucky वजह से आ गया. But then I'm like, you have to keep confidence on yourself. Where do you see yourself like in 10 years if I have to ask you?
Bro, so honestly, I see myself even now more of a businessman than a YouTuber.
Which you have like become.
Yeah. Like
I feel.
Yeah, my life is divided between YouTube and actual business. Like which is Monkey, which is the other businesses we are working
You
on.
have had a character arc, I
yeah,
would say.
yeah. When I started out, I thought I'll become the world's #1 trainer.
Trainer, yeah. And now you go like yoga, then
Yeah.
fitness, then positivity,
Yeah.
and these podcasts.
Yeah,
Like you're killing it with these celebrities. Like the Ranveer I met like 2 years back, and the Ranveer I'm sitting with
Right now.
today
Yeah.
is like different, but on the business front and on the content front, he's like a very completely different person.
100%, bro. Honestly, I have one goal in my life of becoming a billionaire, like multi-billionaire, and then giving it all away. Like
I
want
wish
to.
that was like for me also, yaar. Everybody wants to become a billionaire.
Yeah. But do you think of that word billionaire a lot?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
But it's like, it's out of my reach.
Why do you
ऐसा
say?
feel होता है मेरे को.
Like, what do you mean?
I mean to say कि मतलब as a content creator, I don't see myself more like a business guy. I see more as an artist,
An actor, a
an
director.
actor, as a director, and a producer as well. But yeah, again, as a producer, not as a business guy, but more like on a creative side. Like I want to make something, not for like only business. Like I want to make a story reach people.
Yeah.
So that is what I am. Maybe it's out of reach for me, but sometimes I'm like maybe I should try building towards it.
I feel no one can have one exact idol.
Yeah.
As in you can't say, "Nahi, I want to be exactly Virat Kohli. I want to be exactly Shah Rukh Khan.
Yeah.
Everyone has a combination of different idols.
Yeah, you get this, part of this, a part of this, a part of this,
So-
and everyone's up.
For you, who's your like top 3 people who you'd be like, okay, part of this, part of this, part of this?
Part of this, part of this, part of this. I want to be a part of my dad, I would say. Like he's like
100%.
a wonderful human being, but like he's like you आप पापा की तरह बन ही नहीं सकते अपने. You always want to be like your dad, but I want a to be like him. He's a really positive guy, and business to unka sense is amazing. And he's like very, you know, clear and confident in his life. I want that part. I want to be a part of like Akshay Kumar, like a comedian, like not as an actor, but like his comic wala skill. And I also want to be a part like, this is the first time I'm saying Shah Rukh Khan.
Okay.
Like not the fame wala thing, but a part like him, like where he's really witty and the way he handles his career. Like now, I'll tell you, Shah Rukh Khan is not doing like much movies, and of course he has flopped in some of his last movies. But Shah Rukh Khan aaj bhi Shah Rukh Khan hai. Like you see news articles coming about him, like what Shah Rukh Khan is doing. People are keen on knowing that. That is the way he has built his career and his aura. Like I wish I could ever become like a person of him in life. That is what, like a part of Shah Rukh Khan, a part of like Akshay Kumar, a part of my dad.
Honestly, there's a lot of people who look at you also and say that, okay, this person's future is very likely as an actor in Bollywood.
Yeah.
I've heard actually people say at parties that Ashish can become what Govinda could have been if he continued his career further.
Wow. Log bolte hai sir?
Because of your comic timing and all that.
I'm so glad.
But do you look at yourself like that?
No, honestly, no. Matlab, Ranveer, matlab, kaise hai ki I don't want to get stereotyped in a...
As just comedian?
Just comedian. Like I want to come out of my comfort zone.
Okay.
Like, you know, which I think I can't right now, but I want to. I want to try different things. And honestly, I don't know what I'll become.
Okay.
I don't really know.
Bro, so I'm going to take you to one chat we had in Japan actually.
Yes.
About your future. You told me one very interesting idea you have planned for your own future. Like a future possible business. Possible
like a timeline maybe.
Creative direction.
Creative direction, yeah.
So what was it?
So I want to make movies like, you know, that touch people, that are different. And what I really feel, Bollywood mein na movies aa rahi hai. There are good movies, but somewhere there is something missing that differentiates Bollywood from Hollywood.
Which is what?
We produce content. Like we like commercial zyada hai, I feel, rather than telling a story. That is what I feel. And gaane dalo, action scene dalo, comedy dalo, masala banao. Becho, like product banao. But I feel there has to be like stories. बहुत stories अभी तक बाकी है. And India has its own rich, diverse content, you know.
100%.
कि हम stories कह सकते हैं. Like I want people to come and watch. I want to make a movie one day, maybe like that has no songs in it, but like this one guy going through a struggle and telling his, like, I want to tell that story to people. Like start to end, you sit and you feel connected to him. You feel his struggle. You go through ups and downs. Then I want to make movies that are like mind bending. Nobody has ever attempted. Like even if we see India mein time travel movies aayi hai, but nobody really, you know, has touched it completely and embraced it completely. We have seen Bar Dekho, which, you know, went, God knows what happened with that movie. Then there was this Tamil movie starring Surya, 24. Amazing movie. Yet, but they had to commercialize it a lot for the public. So nobody has completely embraced it like Interstellar did. Or, you know, Looper ek picture hai, that did. That is what So I want to make a lot of mind-bending, Black Mirror type. So Ranveer and mera favorite hai Black Mirror.
Yeah, 100%. Whenever we meet, we talk about what we call mind-ing cinema.
Cinema, yes.
Yeah. So I feel like that is the future of cinema all over the world. I'm not saying all movies will be mindfucking. You'll always have your rom-coms and all.
Yeah.
But I feel the way cinema is going forward, and correct me if I'm wrong, bro. You know more cinema than I do.
No. Aisa nahi hai, but like you give me your perspective. Na?
I feel that people all over the world will be making movies that somewhere challenge your brain.
Yeah.
Because that is the next reinvention. Like that's why we see Andhadhun also taking off in India. Something like Andhadhun.
Absolutely.
You'll see many more things like that.
Yeah. You know, like you go home and वो movie leaves on a lasting impression on you.
Yeah, 100%.
कि आप picture से वापस आप सोच रहे हो यार ये कैसे हुआ? A movie, I think Andhadhun is that one movie in India that has a lot of theories on it, like fan theories. I've not heard fan theories in India.
Yeah.
कि हम लोग नहीं सोचते Easter eggs and all of that stuff. Bollywood movies में सब नहीं होता है, but Andhadhun is that one movie की end में क्या हुआ यार?
Yeah.
What was that?
Yeah. Bro, what were like 5 movies, it can be Bollywood or Hollywood, which have actually had that mind-fucking impact on you? Okay. And see, mind-fucking isn't always just yaar, अरे क्या हो गया ये movie? It's not like that. Like mind-fucking movies leave a certain imprint on your head, especially if you are a creative professional. Yeah. You take it back and put it in your work.
Yes.
So 5 movies like that, Bollywood or Hollywood.
Other
than Avengers. Any of the Avengers.
No, I'm not going to include any Marvel movie in this list because that movie don't
fit into this
because those are also commercial Hollywood movies. Interstellar is that one movie that really changed me a lot. Predestination, which I've told you a lot of times,
Yeah.
is a time travel movie. That's I think it's one of the best time travel movies ever made. Andhadhun, I would say yes. Andhadhun would come to that list because it's like a black comedy. And yet it's funny, yet it's so hauntingly beautiful.
Yeah.
I would say Andhadhun. More two movies that are like mind-fucking to me. Black Swan.
Okay.
Black Swan was like really dark and mind-fucking, I would say. And one more movie. I would not call this mind-fucking, but I genuinely enjoyed the craft of this movie. And yet it was somewhere a little mind-fucking to me. Has to be Parasite.
Okay.
Parasite.
What's it about?
Parasite is like, you have to watch Parasite. So Parasite made history last night for bagging the Best Picture Oscar nomination.
Okay.
And it's a foreign film.
Okay.
For first time, अमेरिका वालों ने एक फॉरेन फिल्म को बेस्ट पिक्चर की कैटेगरी में नॉमिनेट किया है. Bro, it's an amazing movie about like a metaphor for us humans and what we have built around rich and poor. You should watch it.
Yeah.
It's my definitive recommendation to you.
Yeah.
छोड़ Predestination, पहले Parasite.
Okay, I'll check it out. I'll give you my 5 mindfucking.
Yeah, please tell me. I was about to ask you.
One's Get Out. Firstly.
Oh, Get Out. Jordan Peele. Love it.
He's
We talked about it, right?
Yeah, always.
Oh,
I think I think the conversation we had was, bro, Get Out नहीं है? हाँ, Get Out नहीं है.
And we make him mad and everybody over that party like, इनको क्या हो गया? Okay, Get Out.
So definitely Get Out.
Yeah.
I'd suggest one episode of Black Mirror. It's
Yes, go
called
ahead,
San Junipero. So even that's somewhat time travel. So basically, for those of you who don't know, Black Mirror, each episode is like a news story. It's like a mini movie in itself. And I'm not that much into movies because I don't have that much patience, but I watch like 1 hour long episodes.
Yeah, I think Ranveer ka patience thoda, that is the reason because like it's not easy to get your attention.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
San Junipero.
San Junipero.
Junipero, sorry, yeah.
Black Mirror.
Black Mirror.
That way, there's many Black Mirror episodes I can reference.
Black Mirror, guys. Black Mirror.
I'm going to say something thoda hatke, and many people may not agree.
Ahead, man.
But I really got influenced as a kid by Darna Mana Hai.
Bro, I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Anthology, horror movies. Very nice.
Yeah.
Very
And
nice.
people didn't like the sequel Darna Zaruri Hai. It was not as good for sure.
But it was good, right?
Yeah.
You feel?
I feel ki, people should make more of these kind of movies, anthology type movies in
I know,
Bollywood.
right? It was so exciting as a kid watching. Now maybe it won't have that impact on you and me.
Yeah,
I would
100%.
feel, because it looks like we have evolved as a audience, but definitely.
Yeah, like we expected this from Ghost Stories on Netflix, but nahi hua aise.
I'm not going to talk about that.
So Ghost Stories wasn't
All my favorite directors, like all 4 of them are like my favorite directors, and yet I did not like it.
Yeah, same, bro. It wasn't at all what you expected.
Maybe I had monumental expectations from it.
Yeah. Inception for sure.
Inception.
Yeah, Inception is a big reason I actually got into Christopher Nolan. I went and explored all his stuff after that.
Oh yes.
And the 5th one, I would probably say Shutter Island.
That is also a great movie.
That got me into the director Martin Scorsese.
Yeah, Martin directed. मैं भूल गया, मेरे को लगा कोई और director.
No, it was Martin Scorsese. And if you actually study the way Shutter Island is made as a film creator, like
I thought it was a David Fincher movie. No. I'm confused. Yeah. Right.
So if you study it, it teaches you also a lot.
Yeah.
It's one of those movies that teaches you how to do good filmmaking, and it f***s with your head.
Yeah, it does. The end. My God.
But wherever we're talking about mind-fucking movies, that's one aspect I feel of cinema. The other aspect is cinema that changes your life.
Yeah.
In terms of, I'll give you 3 movies that have really affected me in Bollywood very fast.
Yeah.
Swades, it made me stay back after engineering college. I figured कि नहीं मुझे USA नहीं जाना है.
Wow.
यहाँ रह के I want to do something for my own country. Laksh, which made me go from being lazy to...
Oh, it motivated you a lot.
A motivational person. I think you'll also say the same.
Yeah.
All Indian guys will say the same thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the third one is Dil Chahta Hai. It teaches you to look at life in a different way. For you, bro, I'm going to ask you the same things. Like 5 movies, Bollywood or Hollywood, that have fully like impacted you in terms of who you are today.
Yeah.
Those movies have played a role.
So, इस लिस्ट में मेरे ख्याल से हॉलीवुड मूवीज कम आती है या मे बी नहीं आती बिकॉज एज अ किड आई वॉज मोर लाइक अ बॉलीवुड गाय. सो द वन मूवी दैट रियली चेंज्ड माई लाइक, अभी तो एक्टर बनना है मेरे को, वॉज भूल भुलैया.
Okay. Akshay Kumar's
Bhul Bhulaiya. I was like so fascinated by the movie and how it blended horror and comedy, and I fell in love with Akshay Kumar. I was always fond of him. I was a fan of him, but that movie made me like a crazy bhakt of him. So Bhul Bhulaiya has to be that one movie. Another movie, Bollywood, I would say is probably जिंदगी ना मिलेगी दोबारा.
Okay.
Because जिंदगी ना मिलेगी दोबारा was a very different film when
When it
during
came
that
out.
time
हाँ.
it came out.
हाँ.
By the time जब सिंघम जैसी movies आ रही थी, there was Zoya Akhtar came up with a movie that was like about friends going on a road trip. एक तो road trip किसी ने attempt नहीं किया इंडिया में, and it was so beautifully fleshed out, the characters. You fall in love with all three characters.
Yeah.
जिंदगी ना मिलेगी दोबारा really brought an impact. Vicky Donor.
Okay.
The reason being, for the first time, जब इतने सारे star kids आ रहे थे, I saw this Ayushmann Khurrana debuting in that movie, and I used to remember Ayushmann Khurrana तभी hosting करता था on Star Plus for reviewing movies. And seeing him in that movie got me like confidence. Maybe I can also do it. Maybe one day I can also do it. These three movies, again, I would come to say Interstellar, the fourth movie that really impacted me a lot
Because of the scale?
Because maybe the plot, the way the plot was written, and it was so complicated, and pulling that off. And Christopher Nolan, he's like a genius. He's like a fucking genius.
Yeah.
Pulling that shit off was like off the roof. मतलब भाई मजा आ गया यार. And also one more movie that really impacted me, Three Idiots. The reason being, Three Idiots was that one movie. I feel like the youth ना उनको वो content नहीं मिल रहा है Bollywood में जो होना चाहिए, that touches them. And Three Idiots was that one movie that touched them a lot. So basically our audience is what youth, major audience in the country. What we get is love stories and we get all of that thing. But Three Idiots was that one movie that मतलब cemented the fact that Rajkumar Hirani is one of the most brilliant directors of our country. And the way it's not a artistic film, it's a commercial movie, yet it is so beautiful. And the message that it had, every frame was made with love. Three Idiots had a very big impact on my life, I would say.
Very good message also. Like
very good
overall.
message, yeah.
Like the core message was, yaar, follow your dreams.
Yeah, and funny as well. So there were moments like I never, मैं जब भी कोई पिक्चर देखता हूँ, मेरे को रोना से उस पे आता है कि मॉम डैड का जो इमोशन रहता है एक पिक्चर में, भूतनाथ मेड मी लाइक रियली क्राई. Silly of me, but yeah, it did. भागबान made me cry, but I've never cried. But वक्त या oh god, अक्षय कुमार झाड़ू लगाता है गुस्से में यार, like मैं नहीं जाऊंगा. That was crazy. But Three Idiots had these scenes between friends that made me cry, man.
Yeah.
It was an emotion that got touched.
Yeah.
Hit you, right?
जादू और कुणाल सामने आ गया.
तभी तो कुणाल नहीं था लाइफ में, but yeah, जादू और भी मेरे सब college friends, yeah, I would say.
So bro, but now coming back to real life Ashish Chanchlani.
We are back.
I think everyone knows your story ki engineering college, then you started making vines, then somehow you led to YouTube, then things blew up. What is one thing in that phase that people have no idea about? That people take for granted? A lot of people consider you overnight success. I know that's not true because I know your story and I used to follow you back in the day. But what do people not know?
So this is that one thing, not to sound like this, but because I have a rich family, a lot of people say that I've not worked hard and they discredit my work. Maybe there are some people who do that, but it somewhere, pinches me because... see, it is not my mistake that I was born in a rich family. Of course, I would say this. I would completely agree that yes, I had much more benefits over a lot of people, and I completely embrace it. But I had my own,
struggle.
hardships and struggle. मैंने बहुत struggle किया है. I would not say that, but yeah, there were times. But if I would have been in a family that was middle class or was not rich or was poor, I would have been the same guy. That is what I like to work hard for my own self, creating my own identity and reaching like for what I want. I don't believe in numbers. I believe in what my heart says, what my gut says. So this is this one thing that people, think कि मतलब नहीं यार इसको सब हाथ में मिला है. Yes, मिला है. I was born with a silver spoon, but I rejected that silver spoon and I opted for a path that, was hard and was a long route, but it worked out. And I'm really proud of it.
What was the worst part of that phase for you, that struggle?
The worst part, I would not say there were any worst parts about it, but कुछ मतलब ऐसा होता है ना कि कभी-कभी मतलब आप जाते हो and आपने दिल से कुछ मेहनत की है, आपने अपना हार्ड वर्क, पैशन लगाया है and उसे सिर्फ इस चीज़ का क्रेडिट जाता है कि इसके पास तो पैसा है यार, तो ये तो हो गया ना, ये क्या बड़ी बात है. But I have talked about this, like लोग बोलते हैं आज तक काफ़ी people think that I got to meet Marvel ke stars just because my dad owns a theater. And that makes no sense.
Yeah.
It's so nonsense. So basically, those guys mean कि इंडिया में जितने भी थिएटर है वो सब क्रिस हेम्सवर्थ से मिल सकते हैं. That was my hard work. I got noticed, and and my love for Marvel. And like I'm a fan, like a fanboy. So that is how I got that. Not because my dad owns a theater or something.
100%, bro.
That struggle to create your own identity is what is like that part. Like I had to like work very hard on it, and I'm happy. Like a part of me embraces that. I'm so glad and I'm so lucky that I was born into this family. I have a wonderful mom, dad, and yes, I had a good, comfortable life. But a part of me also has worked hard and created a separate identity for myself, which I'm really proud of, and I'm happy with it.
Bro, you've built like a very big audience on YouTube also.
Yeah.
So what's your next step when you look at YouTube?
Bro, अभी कैसा हो गया है ना, चल रणवीर तू मेरे को बता. Like I have seen you like growing ऐसा and changing. Why did you change? तू मेरे को बता.
Because as a creator, I also need to keep myself entertained.
Yeah.
तो जो भी मेरी actual real life में हो रहा है, मैं वही चीजें YouTube पर करता हूँ.
That is what really defines you, I would say. So मेरे लिए ना, I think YouTube का अभी कैसा हो गया है ना, थोड़ा stagnant हो रहा है अभी. मतलब we need to create something that is different, yeah, reinvent. Like अभी सब एक formula पकड़ के बैठ गए हैं, and that formula is working. But we have to.
Formula is what?
Formula is like what works.
Types of
types of this content. That is what is happening. And somewhere I want my audience to embrace that is something different. And it is a little difficult, but you have to keep them entertained. Like my audience is like God to me. Like I would do whatever they want. But I also want them to like have a conversation with me. I want to have a conversation with them and tell them कि मेरा दिल कह रहा है कि अभी मेरे को कुछ अलग करना है, तो प्लीज इसमें सपोर्ट करो मेरे को आप.
What are 2 or 3 directions you've thought in? कि like, okay, I can do this next, I can do this next, I can do this next.
2 or 3 directions. I want to make feature films, that tells a story that has emotions in it. Not like वो melodrama वाला emotions, but emotions that touch people. Second, the direction I want to go in is the thriller, the dark and the mind-bending film direction, which I want to see. I want to make people see the very other side of me, what I have in my mind. I've made this one video called The Stranger. The plot is a little childish, of course, but the way I've directed it, I've put my heart and soul into it, and people like it. My audience, they accepted it. उसको शायद views नहीं होंगे because of the fact कि वो comedy नहीं है. Comedy of course ज़्यादा चलती है, but so something on that front, like directing in a very different manner, bringing a narrative. And third direction has to be कि मैं उसमें नहीं हूँ, फिर भी मेरे नाम पे वो चीज चल रही है. That is the direction I also want to take. Like
that's a very business mindset.
Yeah, business. But I would say like I don't want to be the star of the face of that thing.
But you want to be a director?
Yeah, I want to. I badly want to.
Yeah.
You know it, Ranveer.
Bro, I feel you're one of the most underrated directors in the country. I've told you this.
Yeah, you have told me this.
But if someone sees your videos from a filmmaking perspective, and I know you decide a lot of your camera angles, you decide what happens in the frames.
Yeah, I do. Maybe I don't have that technical knowledge.
No, but it's an instinctive thing. Yeah. Because you've watched so much cinema in your life.
Yeah, I do. And मैं हमेशा रणवीर एक ही चीज सोचता हूँ. So रणवीर, तू ये सोचता है कि जब तू वीडियो देख रहा है, तो एज एन ऑडियंस देखो कैसी लग रही है, तू सोचता है ये?
Bro, 100%.
Yeah.
And also anything I watch which is cinema, Netflix or in movies, as a YouTuber now you tend to break down whatever you're watching. कि इसने क्या कैमरा एंगल यूज किया है, क्या कहना चाहता है, क्या कहना चाहता है.
वो तो बट रणवीर तू हो गया ना. मतलब एज एन ऑडियंस, लाइक इफ यू लाइक एन ऑडियंस, नाउ यू आर वाचिंग समथिंग ऑन नेटफ्लिक्स लाइक एन ऑडियंस, नॉट लाइक आई नो हम लोग ऐसे कि हमको वो कट्स में दिखती है मूवी. यू नो व्हाट आई एम सेइंग? वी सी लाइक इट टेक्निकली, ओ इधर से कैमरा रखा है, इधर से ये बैकग्राउंड म्यूजिक बहुत बढ़िया है. बट एज एन ऑडियंस डू यू फील कि मतलब ऐसे एज एन ऑडियंस अगर मैं देख रहा हूँ तो तुमको मजा आ रहा है कि नहीं?
Okay, so bro, I'll be honest with you. People look at me and they think automatically, and I'm talking about Aam Janta, they associate me thoda with South Bombay, South Delhi. And I know it's because of my childhood. And I can't.
But that is fine.
Yeah. So my exposure to cinema, I've not watched as much Bollywood as I've watched Hollywood cinema.
Okay.
And I personally also prefer watching English films just because that's my life experience.
But that is because these movies are so good, Ranveer.
Yeah, 100%.
And it's like a completely different set of world than Bollywood.
Yeah.
Bollywood is like all that dance and having fun and that Punjabi wedding and all of that stuff. But Hollywood is like खो जाते हो आप.
हाँ, there's story,
Yeah.
there is great camera work,
Yeah, there's
things
like
like that.
large. No, it doesn't need to be like larger than life,
Hmm.
but it's like it's a story. Director has आपको director बैठ के एक story बता रहा है, and that is how Hollywood connects you.
Yeah, 100%. So honestly, a lot of times when I'm watching, say, my own videos, I'll feel that, I know that people are enjoying this, but this is not 100% the content I want to make. But you have to sometimes cater to your audience, and I know you also feel the same. Like, a part of you will enjoy your own video, but a part of you also wants to make that thing you've grown up watching.
Yeah, I want to.
Which is exactly what you're saying.
मतलब वैसा नहीं है कि भाई मार्टिन स्कॉर्सेसी को देख के ऐसा लगे मैं भी स्कॉर्सेसी बन जाऊंगा, ऐसा नहीं. बट लाइक एक होता है ना, when you watch a movie like Irishman, you're like, wow.
Yeah. क्या
बात है, मजा आ गया यार. When you watch Quentin Tarantino movies, you're like, अरे यार ये बंदा दिल से बना रहा है यार, मुझे भी ये करना है यार. ऐसे you 100%. So that is what happens now.
Especially these two people you have named,
Yeah.
Quentin Tarantino, Martin Scorsese, and Christopher Nolan, third guy.
Christopher Nolan.
Too much of an impact on the way I look at film creation.
Nolan though, bro, I don't think he's a human. I
Yeah.
don't think he's a human.
I've heard this one crazy story about Nolan.
Huh.
So basically, he is so insanely into attention to detail that he'll get 3-4 options for each shot.
Okay.
He'll go through each shot ke 3-4 options.
Wow.
After the whole production of the movie is done, he spends a lot of time studying those 3-4 options, and then he writes down notes for every second. Ki on this second, the cloud should be at so much distance from the bottom of the screen and from the side of the screen. Matlab, he does an X and Y axis for every frame.
Wow.
He's that much into attention to detail.
He's into so much detail. My God.
That's what even Interstellar.
Fucking creative genius, man.
I'll tell you something cool about Interstellar, bro. So again, because of my real life, I study a lot of yoga.
Yeah.
So the world of yoga, people think it's all these asanas and meditation.
No, it is not.
It's not.
People stereotype it, man.
That's what. But the actual world of yoga talks a lot about science fiction.
Yeah.
The things we see about time travel, it's all there in yoga.
Wow.
The end of
You need
Interstellar.
to tell me about this, bro.
The end of Interstellar has that maze, they show.
Yeah, the Tesseract.
Yeah, the Tesseract.
In which he falls. Yeah.
So I'll give you a basic kind of idea of what yoga says. Now, if you see an ant, okay, like a cheetah. A cheetah only goes in one direction or it turns and goes in the other direction. Okay.
Okay.
So its whole life it lives in 2D. Matlab, it lives in X and Y axis.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Now human beings, I can walk in front, I can walk on the side, and I can jump.
Yeah.
So I'm living my life in 3
3D.
axes.
Yeah.
Matlab,
Absolutely.
I can go in height, length,
Yeah,
breadth.
absolutely.
Now, an ant, when it's living its whole life in 2D, it doesn't even understand the concept of 3D.
Okay.
Matlab, its whole life is just lived in straight lines. So it doesn't understand what the third axis is.
Yes.
So they say that similarly, human beings
Don't know the 5D.
Yeah, 4D.
The 4D, yeah. The
Fourth
space
dimension.
and the time wala dimension.
Yeah.
Na?
The fourth dimension is space and time.
Yeah.
So they say that ants can't perceive 3D creatures. That's why if you try playing with an ant which is walking around, it becomes very flustered. Or if you blow air on an ant, it doesn't.
It just
know
moves in that
exactly.
2 axes, right?
Oh
wow.
So same way, human beings can't perceive 4th-dimensional creatures. Matlab, around us there are 4th-dimensional creatures, which is exactly what is shown in Interstellar. In the end, Matthew
I've
McConaughey.
never seen Interstellar. ये वाले व्यू से मैंने Interstellar कभी नहीं देखी. My God. Sorry guys, हम भूल ही गए कैमरा चल रहा है. Dude, you just grabbed my attention very badly.
So in the end of Interstellar, they show Matthew McConaughey has become a 4th-dimensional creature.
Yeah.
And he's talking to his daughter.
Yes.
Because 4th dimension actually means what? Means that you can go along time also as an axis.
Yes.
You can go back in time. You can go to 1800
He does.
or you can go to 1993 and then talk to the people in 1993.
That was like tripping.
Yeah.
I'm getting this. My mind is getting when I'm doing this.
Yeah.
Also, one thing I love about Nolan, spoon feeding नहीं करता है बंदा. Like ये मेरी पिक्चर है. क्यों?
Yeah.
तुम समझो, मैं तुमको समझाऊंगा नहीं. ठीक है? Like I know Tenet is coming now, and I'm so ready, and I definitely know by the end of it, भाई क्या हुआ यार? मेरे को वापस देखने यार, मजा आया. क्या हुआ समझा नहीं लेकिन मजा आया.
Yeah.
That is Nolan.
Dude, Nolan का even a simple movie made like Dunkirk.
ना.
So impactful.
So impactful and so beautifully made.
Yeah.
Crazy.
100%, bro.
It is crazy.
Coming back to the world of YouTube, I want to ask you, yaar, what do you see as the future of YouTube in India? And I'm also going to tell you what Satya, the head of YouTube India, has spoken to me about. So what I do is something called infotainment. Matlab, I teach information, but I also entertain at the same time.
Okay.
Like Alpha M or teaching men's fashion or any of these fitness YouTubers. That's what I do. The future of infotainment is now slowly going to become real life blue collar skills. मतलब
Okay.
teaching carpentry,
Okay.
teaching driving,
Oh.
teaching farming. It's going to become things like that. But
YouTube पे?
YouTube पे the next 10 years.
Okay.
Because 60% of India has got internet now, 40% is left.
Okay.
But the 40% that's left is actually very low income. So they will want YouTube because of that reason. कि मेरे को ना
काम है.
हाँ काम करना सीखना है.
Oh.
So I'm gonna ask you the future of comedy on YouTube. What is it? And entertainment on YouTube.
The future of comedy and entertainment on YouTube, I honestly have no answer to that. I don't really know how do I see it. But it has to evolve by every chance. It has to evolve by people because the generation is now changing.
Yeah.
Now you see the new generation coming up, they like weird humor, they like dank humor. You know, you have seen all those memes on Facebook. It is so trippy and it is so random and yet funny. That is, I think, what the future of comedy is now. Like, it has to be balls out crazy, batshit crazy. Yes, that is my answer. Yeah. Mind तो ठीक है, but like, you know, like trippy as hell.
हाँ, समझा.
Also dank.
Yeah.
People really need to take no offense to jokes because now the world is evolving and it's fine to joke about certain things.
Yeah.
But
I'll tell you one more thing, bro. In 2015, I think you started in 2014 around?
yeah, I started in 2014, but I took seriously the YouTube career by end of 2016.
Okay. So around 14 to
14
16.
to 16 पकड़ो.
So
15
bro,
पकड़ो.
yeah,
चलो,
even I
15
started around that time.
Yeah.
And that time I knew my path. I knew कि मैं ये करूँगा.
हाँ.
जब fitness खत्म हो गया मैं शायद fashion करने लगूँगा. Exactly that happened.
तेरे को पता था path तेरे को करना है थोड़ा हाँ.
Like I had at least that little intuition कि I'll do maybe this. And I know somewhere even you had that thing that if I ever take up YouTube, I can possibly make this video, this video.
Yeah, वो तो था.
But honestly, I'll be 100% honest with you. 2020 onwards, I actually don't know 100% what I'm going to do. And I think even you're in that zone.
I'm in that zone, bro. I have no idea what I'm going to do. So 50% of me has always been like, abhi next video इस पे बनाना है. But 50% also depends on my gut. I don't want to be like, अच्छा अभी कुछ festival आ रहा है तो ये festival पे ये video आना ही चाहिए. If my gut tells me, if I have a good script, if I have मेरा मन है बनाने का तो मैं बनाऊंगा यार. You know, BB tells this a lot to people कि यार good content comes with time. You have to think, you're not a machine that produces content. And I completely agree with him. So it comes with like your gut feeling. So I move with my gut and I absolutely agree with you. I have no idea आगे क्या होने वाला है.
Bro, so you release a video around once every month or so, roughly?
Once a month.
In that time period where you're not working on your video, where you're not shooting, not writing.
Not even like pre-producing or like...
What do you do in that 1 month? Actually, can you take us through that one process?
Like, in a month, like 20 days go into making the video.
Matlab shooting, editing and writing.
Shooting, editing and writing and discussing and bouncing of ideas. I'm talking about everything.
Who do you bounce it off with?
Kunal, my brother Jashan, Jadu also sometimes, but Jadu is a busy guy. He's now vlogging and stuff. So we bounce off ideas, we come up with stuff. I also bounce off ideas with Mummy Papa.
Okay.
I like talking to them. I keep bouncing off ideas with my छोटे बच्चे also. तू बता मेरे को अच्छा लगेगा because they are also upcoming generation. A lot of my videos, kids love a lot of my videos, so I keep bouncing off with them. So 20 days, I'm telling you the whole process like goes into like shooting, editing, bouncing off ideas, deciding a topic and coming to an end. The rest 10 days, I enjoy my me time. I'm like, I think being this digital artist I'm the least social guy because I don't like sitting on like coming on Instagram and, you know, putting everything about my life. I like to enjoy my me time. Recently, I started playing Uncharted games on PS4 and I enjoyed the hell out of it. Like I had my brain had this, I like to relax so that I get prepared for the next 20 days. Sometimes Ranveer ऐसा होता है कि I make 2 videos a month. कभी ऐसा हो जाता है. But वो बहुत ऐसे मेरा mood कर रहा है, मेरा मन कर रहा है video बनाने का. And I still pull it off. Like in 15 days I make 1 video and 15 days I make another. कभी ऐसा होता है 5 दिन में video बन जाता है. Depending on the mood. So वो 20 days का जो time है ना bro, it really, I keep nurturing my stuff and ideas. So this is what happens. 10 days I take my me time. Absolutely my me time.
Yeah. Bro, you know, lots of people are jealous of you and bitch about you and like want you to come down, right?
Is that true?
Yeah. With
anyone, right?
Anyone who gets any level of success.
I don't know why. Like Ranveer, तू और मैं, हम दोनों ऐसे लोग हैं like we appreciate people who like, you know, working hard And I feel everyone in this world who is working now, we have this behind the people like team with us sitting. They are working hard as well, and we don't discredit anyone. Yeah, I don't know why people bitch about anyone and judge them.
Yeah.
Like for example, Ranveer, I'm going to be like completely honest with you. So when you make videos, you're like so like into it, and you like keep talking, and you get excited and talk. People judge you for that also.
Yeah.
I've seen. When I subscribed your channel initial. Also, there's this thing कि आप फिटनेस कर रहे थे ना रणवीर, तो लोग बोलते हैं भाई तेरे को नहीं पता है कुछ, मेरे को ज्यादा पता है. भाई आपको पता है, आप बनाओ YouTube चैनल, लेकिन आप किसी को अब्यूज क्यों कर रहे हो? Yes, I do know that a lot of people bitch about me, and a lot of people bitch about you. Anyone in this world knows that there are people who are going to bitch about you, but we can't do anything about it, bro.
Does it ever affect you?
It used to, yes, because there was a point where I wanted to impress everyone. There was a point like I wanted to impress everyone. I want to be in the good books of everyone. But then life hit me, and it taught me that you can't be in good books of everyone. You can't be liked by everyone, even if you are God. There are people who hate God as well. Not that I'm going into the religious thing, but that is what I'm trying to say. Ki you can't be like the good guy for everyone. There was this animated show Recess Disney का, have you seen? उसमें एक episode था TJ Detweiler का, where he's trying to impress that one kid who hates him. And he does shit for him, everything. उसके लिए वो मतलब candies लाता है, उसको detention से बाहर निकालता है, and still in the end when he asks him, अभी मैं तेरे को कैसा लगता हूँ? He's like, no, I don't like you. That episode taught me a lot. Crazy, right?
What cartoons did you watch growing up that impacted your creative career?
Video खत्म हो जाएगा यार.
नहीं. Okay, चलो.
Bro, number one has to be Recess.
Okay.
Number one, because a lot of my exaggeration comes from that. Recess was like crazy stuff. Powerpuff Girls, mainly because of the fact that the three main the leads of the show were girls, and I really loved that how
and the way it was drawn and all, bro. It was very creative,
and all of that stuff, Mojo Jojo and all of that stuff. It was very nice. Cartoons, Recess, Powerpuff Girls, Dexter's Laboratory, because of the fact that it had so much science fiction in it and science stuff in it, which I used to get a lot of attention.
Samurai Jack.
Oh, dude, you got my memories back. I always wanted a movie on Samurai Jack, जो कभी आया नहीं.
There was that second episode or something where he defeats the whole army of those insects.
What a show it was, man! Like so good and so creative.
I feel cartoons like Dexter, Powerpuff Girls, Samurai Jack, it was made by the same team, which actually went on to make, I think Seth MacFarlane had worked on this team, and he went on to make Family Guy.
Yeah, Family Guy.
Very creative visuals.
Yeah.
Matlab, you'll see those visuals and it'll open up parts of your brain.
They touch you,
Yeah.
They touch you like anything. Like they're so basic,
yet,
they tell better stories than a lot of movies.
100%.
So Samurai Jack would come on this list. Samurai Jack, Dexter Laboratory, Powerpuff Girls, Recess. One show that is left.
Dragon Ball Z?
Pokemon.
Okay.
I'm not a Dragon Ball Z fan. Please don't hate me for this. I love Dragon Ball Z. I love Vegeta as well. But I'm not like a crazy fan of Dragon Ball Z. Pokemon.
What did you like about Pokemon?
The fact that the animals, that उस time पे Pokemon के Tazos आते थे, and it had become a rage all over the country कि schools में everybody used to like deal with all of that stuff. 5 बजे Pokemon I don't know what was up with Pokemon, the cute creatures, or was that Ash Ketchum going on a journey all alone, and everybody wanted to be like Ash.
100%.
And everybody wanted to be a part of that world, Pokemon wala world. So I would say it was crazy. That was really nice. What are your 5 animated shows?
I think you named a lot of them.
Yeah.
I'd say Powerpuff Girls, Dexter, Samurai Jack. These 3 for the visuals. I feel like even if you want to study filmmaking, if you want to study creativity, even if you're 30 years old, you should go and watch some of those episodes.
Okay.
Watch 5-6 episodes. You'll see how much effort has gone into drawing them, thinking about them. And it'll open up your mind even as a director. Very important for all creative professionals to watch these 3 cartoons. Dragon Ball Z, I really liked because I connected to it on that.
It was like, it had good action, man.
Action, creativity. Also, there's too many lessons in that. So even the kind of content I made was very motivational.
I always wish ki superhero movies were like Dragon Ball Z all action, like throwing out.
I'll tell you one superhero movie which had a lot of impact on me. And I'm not trying to make this a religious thing.
No, please go ahead.
There was one Japanese anime which was made on Ramayana. Which used to keep coming on Cartoon Network.
I would slip Dexter off the list and add that.
Yeah. You know what I'm-
Arey, dude, Amrish Puri voiced
Ravan. Yeah.
Dude,
And
that was so good. Man.
the way it was drawn.
I recently tweeted about it. Like, it was
Okay.
so good. Man.
Yeah.
मतलब मम्मी पापा ने तो हमको रामायण बताई ही है. Like everybody, Ramayana is a big part of our culture and life as well.
Yeah.
But to make it that exciting, it was so crazy. Do you remember Lord Ram jumping and killing Kumbhakarna?
Yeah.
That was
That
stuff
scene
of
where he's-
comic book, man.
yeah.
That was stuff of comic
Yeah,
book
100%.
dreams.
100%.
I always wish that they would make a live action Ramayana on that level and scale.
Yeah.
Talking about anime,
Yeah.
which is your favorite anime?
I'd probably say Dragon Ball Z again.
Okay.
I've not watched too many animes. Like, I think you're more of an anime person.
I am not a big what do the anime fans otaku, right? Otaku, that is what they call otaku. I'm not an otaku, but I would say ki I love Death Note. My God.
Okay.
One of my dreams is to direct an Indian version of Death Note.
Okay.
Because no matter what time it is, that is
What is
one-
Death Note about?
So Death Note is this anime about this one guy who gets a diary, like a note, Death Note. Whoever, जिसका भी तू नाम लिखेगा उसमें, that person dies in like 40 seconds.
Okay.
So a detective tries to catch this guy. So this guy, Kira, the main guy, he starts killing criminals off. And there's a detective L who's trying to catch him. So the entire show is about L and Kira's, competition. Like they have to stay one step ahead of each other. And that mind games, dude, you're going to love it. It's like a 37 episode orgasm anime. That's what I would call it. And it's my dreams. I don't know, maybe औकात भी है कि नहीं, but it's my dream to direct that Indian version of it. Like, remake it and, adapt it.
What is your zone about your career now? Are you like determined right now?
Yes, I am determined right now. I am like, I have to. I will. I can. That is what I am right now. And no matter what a lot of people say, but I have a lot of support from a lot of people, which I'm genuinely happy about. And I value that. Yeah. Like, I'm so thankful to them, to all these people who come and meet me and watch my content and give it a like and share. Apart from that, they genuinely, I make them happy with my content is what pleases me a lot and makes me like, gives me that artistic satisfaction. So I want to keep doing that.
Bro, if God comes down to the earth today, like Morgan Freeman, and tells you that take one blessing for your career, what is that one thing you'll ask for, which you don't have right now?
I would say I want to like that one blessing. I would say I want to make everyone happy via my content. Like, I don't want haters.
Can you name 2 more blessings that you'd ask for? Like if a genie came out of a bottle.
2 more blessings as a creator, you're asking
I'm
me?
talking about career, to forward your career.
To forward my career, 2 blessings. One would be a blessing. I would ask him कि मेरे को please give me a little more activeness.
As in?
I'm a little lazy, I feel.
Okay.
Like I'm a little lazy.
Okay.
Of course I am. So I would ask him to give me a thought, like give me a blessing to make me more active and hardworking, even more than what I am.
Do you think that's holding you back somewhere?
It is.
Like
it is
what way?
Absolutely. Like I told you now, 10 days ka I take that me time. Sometimes वो ज़्यादा हो जाता है.
Okay.
And to come out of that zone back into those 20 days, it takes a lot of time for me.
Got it.
So I would want one blessing from like
Morgan Freeman.
From Morgan Freeman. Tell me. Like Morgan Freeman is the fact कि मेरे को please यार ये blessing दे दो कि यार मैं थोड़ा active हो जाऊँ, disciplined हो जाऊँ life में. And third blessing would be the fact that give me a luck to make like successful things all the time. Like make me successful, not via money, but like I don't want anyone to like hate what I'm making.
Okay.
Again, the same thing what I tell. Like,
do you think that's happened recently? Like people haven't liked something?
Yes, it did happen.
And it had affected you like that then?
I think it did, yeah.
Okay.
It did a lot. Okay. So there was this video of mine, gully cricket video. Mm-hmm. I don't know what happened with that. How I screwed it up. But a lot of people did not like it. That was like the first genuine video of mine that got a lot of like, people did not like it. I would not call it hate. But there were haters also. Like, so ऐसा bro कैसा होता है ना कि अगर आप अच्छा काम करते हो ना उसमें आप तो काफ़ी हेट आता भी है आपको. इट्स फाइन, प्यार भी देते. लेकिन कभी कभी आप गलती कर दो ना तो कुछ ऐसे लोग बैठे हैं कि अब मैं इसकी बैंड बजाऊंगा, कर दी ना मिस्टेक, अब तेरी मैं मारूंगा. तो वो हुआ, वो क्रिकेट, गली क्रिकेट. लाइक इट वाज एन ऑनेस्ट मिस्टेक. मे बी आई couldn't pull that off like my other videos.
Yeah.
But वो उसमें हुआ. There was like unnecessary hate on it, I would say. Generally, if you ask me, it was a good video of mine. I would say that again. But people, a lot of my good fans, like people who are like support me, they were like very unimpressed with that video, and that affected me.
Did you analyze what went wrong?
Yeah, I did. I did analyze a lot of stuff on what went wrong. The first thing that went wrong is that I couldn't understand cricket the way people do.
Okay.
That I made the video, and I'm genuinely telling this on camera. I'm also a human, so I'm like, I think शायद मुझसे वो गलती हो गई. And I think किधर किधर थोड़ा ज़्यादा हो गया, over use हो गया, same joke, and it got a bit exaggerated.
Stretched or something.
Stretched.
Okay.
Again, I'm saying I really enjoyed this video. I don't think it deserves the hate it got. Hate भी नहीं बोलूँगा, मतलब the dislike it got. But yeah, it affected me. It had a lot of effect on me.
So there's a lot of listeners who are listening to this who possibly have not come across your channel.
Yeah.
Because I have a lot of non-YouTube audiences as well. And they might be wondering why I'm asking Ashish so much about just one video. Or I'm asking him to break down his videos. Honestly, if you attach the name Ashish Chanchlani as an SEO tag on YouTube to any video, it takes off. It's like a nationally known hack. And
I'm so blessed that you say this, bro. When you're saying this, I'm like, thank God. Yeah.
Bro, like a lot of people, like I know for a fact, they kind of bet on you as like the racehorse. Put Ashish Chanchlani's name on a video and it'll take off. That's one. Secondly, I know that we are YouTubers. We do earn through brand money. So there is that little brand pressure. So brands rely on you as, okay, please generate views. We are paying you for the views.
Yes.
So there is pressure on YouTubers.
Absolutely, bro.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Are you feeling pressure right now in life about all these things, all this stuff that I've said?
Bro, see, you know, I always feel pressurized. मतलब होता है, pressure
पहले
आता है, सबको आता है, हमेशा आता है. But then there is like, I fight with it. देख लेंगे, क्या हो सकता है ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा, क्या होगा, कर लेंगे, खुद पे विश्वास रखो, दिल से मेहनत करो, and don't, my mantra for all of this is, don't take your career for granted. Like, you never say this to anyone कि even you, Ranveer, I think कि मैं कुछ भी बनाऊंगा वो चलेगा. Never think that. You are here because of the content you created. You are not a star. People like your content. It's entertaining. It's reaching to them. Don't take it for granted.
Yeah.
That is what my mantra has been. तो अगर मैं दिल से अपना जी जान लगा के बनाऊंगा ना,
That's all you can do.
तो मैंने क्रिकेट का भी जी जान से बनाया था. So I don't regret making that video. I'll never regret making anything. So whatever you see, Ranveer, on my channel, it has like मैंने दिल से बनाया वो. You also. So that is what my mantra is. So that is how I take it.
100%, dude. And the other thing people don't know about you, like I'm talking about the non-YouTube viewers, is that you've actually, around your name, you've built one full ecosystem.
Yeah.
So as in the whole team has also come up because of this.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? Because you're the center of that whole ecosystem.
Yeah.
Like people call this the Ashish Chanchlani ecosystem.
Yeah.
In the digital space.
I know.
So how do you feel about that? I know you feel happy and I know you feel grateful.
Yeah.
I know those things. But can you describe it a little more?
I'm first of all, like, I'm really happy that I have this wonderful team around me.
Ek minute. I just need to interrupt you a little bit and give the listeners some perspective.
Yeah.
Basically, Ashish's team, which is a lot of his friends, his family, cousins, they've all begun YouTube channels that have taken off, which are very successful now.
Yeah.
Brands are on board. And a lot of times, I'm talking from a monk entertainment perspective,
Yeah.
we get pitches from brands for the whole ecosystem.
Yeah.
Ki like, okay, Ashish plus everyone else's brand deals. So, in basketball and all, sometimes it's a 5-person team and there's one guy who's like carrying the team.
Yeah.
Obviously, the other 4 contribute a lot and they play their own roles.
Absolutely.
But you're that one guy, dude.
I'm like that captain of the team, I would say.
Exactly.
And I like to execute it.
Yeah,
Like, you know, they're really talented people, I would say. So the ones that are like, they are talented behind the cameras, like Jeshan ho gaya, he's my mama's son, Tani ho gaya. They're like really, really good production people. They would never come and make a YouTube channel. God knows, maybe one day they can. I hope they're very funny. But Jadoo, he's like really, really funny guy. Like Ranveer, you have met him, like you'll talk to him, you'll realize he's really funny guy. Konal can become a content head at somewhere. So everyone you see in my team is like genuinely talented. People say कि Ashish अपने ही लोगों को promote करता है, but this is not the fact. Akash is not my brother. Kunal auditioned me one place. Like we are like completely unknown people who became friends. Anmol was a fan. Anmol Sachar was a fan of mine and he contacted me and today he's working with me. There's this guy Rohit. He lives in my city. He was my fan. He contacted me. So I've built these people around me, and I'm really proud of them. That is what I feel, and I'm so happy to see them growing. But the fact that they get that tag because of me, like एक वो आशीष चंचलानी का tag लग जाता है उन पे, ये चीज मेरे को थोड़ी खटकती है. I want them to have their own identity, which I am.
Yeah.
You know, which my whole motto of my career has been built off. So I keep telling them कि build something of your own. Like come out of this. Don't be under my shadow. Go out and branch out and become something of your own. That is what I feel.
Bro, you have a good trait of making people around you feel comfortable. Like, and
Me?
that's a very Sindhi Punjabi thing.
It is.
We are brought up like that.
According to people, first you meet. आप मिलते हो किसी से like अच्छा रणवीर ऐसा है. Okay, मेरे को ऐसे ये बात करनी है.
Exactly.
वो हम में होता है.
Yeah. And this actually takes you very far in the media business also.
Yeah, it does.
Like, I want to ask you about that. This is something I asked Ehsaas also. So okay, definitely your content, your acting, your brand building, all that on one side. And then there's this one X factor of behind the scenes.
Okay.
Bro, so now you've befriended people like Shahid, Kartik Aaryan.
Yeah.
And I'm dead sure you've befriended a lot of directors and producers as well.
Yep, I have.
So what has worked for you in that friendship other than your YouTube numbers? Matlab, like, what have you done socially?
First of all, my really wacky sense of humor.
Okay.
That has worked really well because मैंने देखा है कि मैं इतना बड़ा छिछोरा हूँ बात करने में, एंड मुझे हर कोई ये बोलता है इसके सामने ये मत भूलना. आई मेट अ लॉट ऑफ डायरेक्टर्स एंड उनसे मैंने बहुत छिछोरी बातें की है, like stupid बातें, and they laugh their ass out. And they'll tell me कि आशी तू पागल है यार. I met a lot of actors and मैं उनके सामने गाली भी देता and they start laughing. Because they feel, because at the end of the day, you're humans. This is the one thing, I've been myself. Ranveer.
Got it.
Like I've been myself. Also, I've realized these directors are not what they are perceived as.
Got it.
I recently met a very big director. I would not name him. मैं नाम नहीं लूँगा. But when I talked to him, Ranveer, I never thought this guy had so much knowledge about things. Like मैं भूल गया भाई एक बड़ी पिक्चर का डायरेक्टर है. It's as if मैं कोई बड़े भैया से मिल रहा हूँ and वो मेरे को जिंदगी की सीख दे रहे. So this was like, what? So I think there is no like
formula.
I think just be yourself. That is the reason they are with you. That is the reason they talk to you. That is what I feel.
And what about all those negative people you've met in our industry?
Oh, yeah.
Because I know you're also the kind of guy, and this I'm telling you as a friend, you can spot people who are just nice for the sake of being nice, or who have a mask on when they talk to you.
Yes, there are a lot of people that have a mask.
Especially in the media industry.
There are. I would say in the YouTube industry also बहुत लोग हैं जो मास्क पहन के घूम रहे हैं, and they look down upon us कि मतलब हम.
So I think they look at sometimes other YouTubers with that thing of यार इसका कैसे चल गया, like कि how did this guy like take off? Why am I not in his place?
There are a lot of people like this.
How do you deal with that?
I just Ranveer, as I told you, I don't vibe with them then. मेरे साथ क्या हो जाता है
like what you just stay away from them.
So if like there's this person coming to me and जो तूने मेरे को बोला like वो negativity दिख जाती है मेरे को, negative energy, so I'm like I just keep my distance, I just be formal to them, and then I catch someone who's like off my vibe like you. like मैं तेरे से आके बात करूँगा पार्टी, अब बीबी हो गया, मैं बीबी से आके बात. Guys, just because I'm taking these two names that does not mean that सब ऐसे. I'm just telling that I'm close to these people. So there are a lot of people in the media that are very fake. And they look down upon you just because of the way you speak, the mannerisms you have, or what you eat and where you come from, which is really stupid as hell. Which is really stupid. And abhi aise logon ka kuch nahi ho sakta. Because the world is evolving, people are getting woke, of course. And as the world is evolving and evolving, I've realized like jitna aap khud ho na, jaise ho na, it will get you to more places rather than behaving and keeping those etiquettes. That is what I feel. I
have one theory, and this is thoda,
tell me,
it's a dark theory. I feel that a lot of YouTubers that we see today, many of them are going to fade away in the next 4-5 years. And I'll say that because I'm not saying that in a negative way. I'm not saying career khatam ho jayenge.
Bro, no, I understand what you're saying.
I'm saying that maybe people will find other things and leave.
वो तो होने वाला है भाई.
Maybe some people's careers will fade away also.
Yeah.
Like maybe some people may not find work.
Yeah, वो रणवीर होने ही वाला है.
What do you have to say about that, bro?
I agree with you, bro. आई एग्री. एंड ये हर फील्ड में है यार. ये यूट्यूब की बात नहीं है, हर जगह है. फॉर देम to be there and not fade away, I would just say they need to update with what's happening around.
Reinvent?
Yes, reinvent and give something different. They have to take risks. People don't take risks. People, opt for the safe route.
Yeah.
मेरे ख्याल से ये safe route जब निकल जाएगा ना, and they'll take risk. अगर आप 10 रिस्क लो, 9 फेल हो, वो एक भी पुल ऑफ हो जाए ना, वो एक आपके लिए 100 के बराबर होता है. That is what I feel these people need to do, and I completely agree with you. Not in a negative way, but
Yeah.
देखो पता है रणवीर, there were a lot of people 4 to 5 years back who were like making Instagram videos, and I feel that they were so talented but their careers didn't took off. ठीक है, they were like equal to me and I would say better than me in followers and numbers, and of course mashallah they were talented as well, but I would say उनका career never took off because of the fact they never updated with what was going around. They got repetitive and they were like they stuck on one thing.
What did you update, like to change?
First of all, I got out of my house. मैंने घर पे ही बैठ के content बनाता था ना, वो मैंने बंद कर दिया. I started exploring and I just not one form of comedy. You have to attempt every form of comedy, be it like basically mine is more in the slapstick zone, but sometimes you have to go in one that's dark comedy, that's black comedy, blue comedy, I would say, that's sarcastic, dry humor. There's this lot of stuff you can take on, which I kept updating. I would not say मेरे videos में ये सब humor है, but more on the slapstick, but somewhere through my Instagram के छोटे videos I've tried that, and वो मेरा artistic satisfaction में करते रहता.
Would you also say that this is the engineering student inside you which came and broke down things?
Yeah, yes, it did.
Okay.
A lot of that, a lot of part of me is that only.
Bro, I used to really look down on engineering college right after कि यार क्यों किए, like 4 साल कैसे बिताए.
But Ranveer, तू मेरे को बता, engineering, how did engineering have a impact on you?
Everything in my life now, whether it's team building, editing, video creation, interviews, I look at it from an engineering perspective of,
wow,
I break it down. So for example, when you're in engineering college, if you take a computer and just type the letter A, for that A to appear on the computer, there's one full mechanism that's gone on inside the computer. There's an electric impulse that's gone from the keyboard to the microprocessor. The microprocessor has digested it. And then something has happened to the computer and one A has come out. How has that A come out? Because those pixels have become black instead of white.
Yeah.
Now that's what engineering teaches you. It teaches you to break down
someone
things.
told me a simple A ka thing so deeply, I know.
Yeah. So I feel like I break down everything. And it's helped me become faster in the edit room.
Okay.
Your problem solving ability becomes better. And bro, I feel to grow any business, you have to have that ability to break down things and understand them, which I feel is what you have done also.
Ranveer, like, तू भी अच्छे family से रहा है, like a good rich family.
Yeah.
I have also been like and we both have engineers. तू मेरे से एग्री करता है कि नहीं, engineering makes a personality out of it.
100%.
It's a personality
100%.
training.
Yeah.
Like you think you get out of your you don't even know that you're getting out of comfort zone.
Yeah.
तू और मैं गए इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज ये सोच के भाई लाइफ तो अभी सेट है, जो घर पे मिला स्कूल तक मिला होने वाला है, एंड देन इंजीनियरिंग पकड़ती है आपको, पटक के जो एटीट्यूड और जो कंफर्ट है वो आपको बाहर से उल्टी करवा के आपको इंसान बनाती है.
I think in engineering college you're not learning machines, you're learning all this. You're learning life.
मेरे को तू पूछेगा ना आशीष कि तूने 4 साल इंजीनियरिंग में क्या किया, मैं बोला मैं ऐसे ऐसे लोगों से मिला, मैंने ऐसा ये किया, मेरे ये फ्रेंड्स बने, मैं इससे परेशान था, सांप मिले मेरे को लोग, मेरे को अच्छे लोग मिले, बट मेरे को एक भी सब्जेक्ट का नाम याद नहीं रहेगा, एक भी थियरी का नाम याद नहीं रहेगा.
Bro, so again coming back to that phase where you broke down your humor.
Yeah.
That's one thing you did. I'll tell you as a view, I used to watch your vines a lot, which were very dark at that point.
Yes,
some of them were very dark.
Yes, Ranveer.
And that's why I still watch a lot of your content, because I can spot your darkness as a film creator.
You have, told this to me a lot of time, and you were like one of those audience of mine, right?
Yeah, 100%. And I also feel that you didn't just get out of your comfort zone by trying different comedy. You upgraded your equipment, you brought in actors. So at every stage you've done this.
Yes.
Bro, so right now, what have you analyzed about what to do next? Where is your engineering mind working for your career?
My engineering mind for my career is in working in the fact that कि अगर सब एक ही presentation देंगे ना तो टीचर सबको एक ही ग्रेड देगा.
Teacher is audience.
Yeah, teacher is audience. ठीक है.
एक और चीज bro,
हाँ
without taking names.
yeah
I know that there are like say 10, 20 top comedy YouTubers, entertainment YouTubers in the country. Can you scan all of their content and are you able to spot a lot of mistakes that are happening? Without
Yes.
taking names.
Yes, there are a lot of mistakes in a lot of content that I feel, but the same goes for me as well. ठीक है? Which I am not aware about, which they might have spotted. So as an audience, yes, I've spotted a lot of mistakes, errors, not technically, but as a script point of view, as a so yeah, bro, writing comedy is very hard. यार. I feel बहुत difficult है. And sometimes I feel a lot of YouTubers out there, comedians, don't improvise. And it looks forced. It looks like मैं ये joke मारूंगा and मैं ये dialogue मारूंगा, which should not be the case for me. I'm no one to judge. I'm not like the owner of this world of the comedy. I'm a comedy god or something. But this is what I feel as an audience. This is what works for me to keep it as natural and as improvisation as possible. And I feel that the scripting point, jo ekdam, if you make it like very accurate, na, sometimes that kills it. You have to like play out of it. You have to surprise the audience. That is what I feel.
Don't follow formulas.
Yeah, formulas.
Okay.
वो मेरे को थोड़ा mistakes लगती है.
I remember there was this phase where you just crossed, I think, 1 million subs.
Yeah.
And things were growing very fast. Like
Too
there was
fast.
a wave. I remember this happening. So, dude, what was your thought process about creativity in that phase? Matlab, you know, when you released a video, it did really well. Then there was that immediate pressure of what to do next. So, did you have those ideas pehle se? Ki they should just
no ideas पहले से. हाँ.
Okay.
I just went on the gut feeling, and when this wave came ना,
कि
जो
ये
तूने को
चलेगा,
बोल रहा
ये
है,
चलेगा, ये
हाँ,
चलेगा.
I was so charged up and so confident कि अभी मेरे को ये बनाना है, अभी मेरे को ये बनाना है. एग्जाम बनाया, चलो गर्मी का वीडियो बनाते हैं. गर्मी का वीडियो, as soon as the video, like I was, once you become like this wave comes and people start loving you and your videos go trending, उस टाइम की बात कर रहा हूँ, you get this like, oh man, अभी तो मैं ये भी करूंगा, मैं ये भी करूंगा, मैं ये भी करूंगा, मैं ये भी करूंगा. दिल से आता है वो, दिल से आता है. And I got like super charged.
What was going on in your head when you used to sleep at that point?
I used to be like super excited. I have to wake up tomorrow and like start. I was not this guy. Today I am. Like,
Which is what? Today,
like I told you ना 20 days लगता है. I used to shoot like videos in 5 days.
Okay.
Like चलो ये करते हैं. I was not afraid.
And you want to bring that back?
Yes, I want to. Okay. Like I want to be not be like I don't want to think 4 times before saying a dialogue कि यार ये पब्लिक ऑफेंड तो नहीं हो जाएगा. जबकि मैं कुछ ना रिलीजियस ना पॉलिटिकल ना इन एनी वे जेंडर या सेक्स या किसी के ऊपर भी कुछ ऐसा नहीं बोल रहा हूँ जो ऑफेंड करे, बट स्टिल वो एक है ना, एक वो रेस्ट्रिक्शन आ गया है, वो मेरे को निकालना है.
Advice for all those young kids who've grown up watching AC Vines and want to start their YouTube channels or have started and are under 1 million subs.
Yeah.
What's your advice for young YouTubers going forward and young content creators? Forget YouTubers.
अच्छा, young content creators, don't be afraid to take risks is the number one thing I would say. Second, please be updated what's happening around you. Please इस बात का ध्यान रखो कि आपके अराउंड, आपके वर्ल्ड, कॉमेडी, how people are evolving, what people are liking. You can't be just sticking to one formula because you think this is getting me views. ठीक है. Third, I would say patience is very important. The reason being, you can't become like, you need to work hard for everything. Like you, if अगर आपका एक वीडियो एक टाइम पे अगर आपको इतने व्यूज ला रहा है, जरूरी नहीं है हर वीडियो को करेगा. So for हर वीडियो, for that to happen, give your 100%. And the fourth most important, don't keep expectations from yourself. If you won't keep expectations from yourself, you will be happy. And when you'll be happy, you will create a better content. That is what I feel. Same goes for the audience. Like, if you surprise the audience with the content that they did not expect, they'll enjoy it even more. So keep a surprise for yourself as well. Surprise yourself as well. That is what I'm trying to say. Expectation mat rakho khud se.
But I also definitely want to talk to you about the business side of YouTube. Bro, you've taught yourself a lot at age 26.
Yeah.
So what is the business advice you'd give the 22-year-old version of yourself? 5 pieces of advice. And this could be as simple as network more.
Yes,
okay, I'm not saying ऐसे taxes भरो. I'm not saying all
22 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
So coming on taxes, yeah, you can manage your money more well than what you're managing right now. This is what I would say.
Like
to
in what
myself.
way? Can you break that down?
No, the way the taxes are, the way the system are in India, you can manage your money much better and save a lot. Second, your worth is even more than what you know. Don't let that happen with you. Like, know your worth.
Like, don't let other people undervalue.
Undervalue. They do that. There's this one thing about industry. I'm not talking about Bollywood. There's this other industry which undervalues you. YouTube को ना ऐसा समझते हैं क्या है. Don't let that happen. And learn to say no. This is the third move. Learn to say no. That don't do it just because someone else is telling this to you. Because you are pretending, or this will get you to a place that you think. Because at the end of the day, if you're not comfortable doing that, Ranveer, I would say, if you're not comfortable, if you tell me, you pitch me a project, समझो, and मेरे को पता है नहीं है अच्छा प्रोजेक्ट, बट मैं कर रहा हूँ क्योंकि रणवीर मेरा दोस्त है, या ये मेरे को पैसे अच्छे दे रहा है, या ये मेरे को लॉन्च कर देगा, जस्ट डोंट लर्न टू से नो. एंड अपनी लाइफ के डिसीजंस के लिए किसी को ना बोलने के लिए आपको डरना नहीं चाहिए. दिस इज व्हाट आई फील, व्हिच आई यूज्ड टू बी.
Can you give 2 more? Just like social people advice or something. Like what mistakes have you made with your social life and your people?
With my people, I'm going to be very open right now. Ki there was a time when I was like, I used to take things for granted, and उसमें मेरे को बहुत बुरी तरह पटका. So this is that one thing that I would like to give people advice, and this was way back, like 22 भी नहीं 21 बोलूँगा मैं, bro. So like, don't take things for granted, and value what you have. Value, like there are 2 people. अगर आपको बाप का पैसा है तो एक होता है इंसान जो मैं सब उड़ाऊंगा, दूसरा होता है अब मैं ये बाप के पैसे को और कैसे बढ़ाऊं. So this is the approach you need to take, the second approach. And you should not take yourself for granted, and take care of your health. This is very important. Like, you don't know the value of your health, and maybe in coming years you will never understand how important it is to take care. So it's never late. Start taking care of your health. Always don't think कि मैं कल कर लूँगा. This is like an advice.
Cool.
Right?
Ashish Chanchlani, भाई, that was the podcast.
बहुत मजा आया यार.
हाँ, I hope
Shit
you had
यार,
fun.
I'm so sad कि end हो रहा है.
नहीं, we'll do many more.
मैं रणवीर को बात ही नहीं करने दिया आज.
नहीं, it's all good, bro. That's how it's supposed to be.
यार बहुत मजा आया यार. Shit यार, it's
Thanks
ending.
for being on the Ranveer show.
अरे यार, what thank your brother. अपना ही show है यार, क्या?
Anyway, guys, I will be linking all of Ashish's handles down below. Make sure you check it out.
To BeerBiceps and Ranveer Allahabadia both, please.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Anyway, guys, until next time, hope you all had fun.